Here are the ingredients to make a vegan chocolate loaf cake. It's really, really good. You're going to need cocoa. If you want to make it truly vegan, you need to get the Hershey's cocoa. The store brand of cocoa that I got said that it contained trace of milk, but the Hershey's, there we go. For ingredients, it just lists cocoa. So, you're going to need some vegetable spray, some vinegar. I use the apple cider vinegar. You can use plain white. Some flour I already have measured out. Some vegetable oil or the oil of your choice. Sugar. Vanilla. Water. Baking soda. And some salt. Set my oven to 350, and I have prepared 3 baking pans with some Pam spray, and we will be adding some parchment paper to those. This is the recipe. It just makes a single loaf. However, I am tripling the recipe today. Okay, we'll start by adding 4.5 cups of all-purpose flour. If you were just making one loaf, it would be 1.5 cups. We're going to add 3 cups of sugar. If you were just making one loaf, it would be 1 cup of sugar. We're going to add 9 tablespoons of cocoa. If you were making one loaf, it would just be 3 tablespoons of cocoa. We'll be adding 3 teaspoons of baking soda. If you were just doing one loaf, it would be 1 teaspoon. We are going to add 3 pinches of salt. If you were just making one loaf, it would be 1 pinch. Okay, so at this point, I like to stir the ingredients and get the cocoa and the sugar and the baking soda all incorporated. And if you have lumps, that gives you a chance to kind of smooth them out with the back of your spoon. This is really similar to a depression cake. In fact, I haven't compared it. It might be exactly the same recipe. And I got this recipe off of the internet, but I don't remember what website. I went back to try and find it so I could give credit, and I couldn't find the exact one. I found some that were real similar, but not the exact one. So I'm just going to make a depression in here, like a depression cake. And I am going to put my 3 teaspoons of vanilla. Would only be 1 if you were making one loaf. My 3 tablespoons of vinegar. It would only be 1 if you were making one loaf. Let's see, a quarter Well, this is 3/4 of a cup of oil. If you were just making one loaf, it would be 1/4 cup. And 3 cups of water. If you're making one loaf, it would just be 1 cup. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and mix this up. I'm going to show you how to prepare the pans. Just got a regular loaf pan here. Well, I have 3 of them. I've sprayed nonstick cooking spray. And because I always have problems with them sticking in the pan, I'm going to go ahead and just line them with some parchment paper. They come out really easy when you do that. And then I will go ahead and spray the parchment paper with more nonstick cooking spray. I've got the batter all stirred together here, and I don't think there's any pockets of flour. Just going to stir it again really quickly to make sure there's no surprises. And then I am just going to distribute this as evenly as I can between the 3. I have all 3 of them filled, and I'm going to put them in the oven and set the timer for 40 minutes at 350 degrees. Cake's out of the oven, and so I test them by putting a toothpick in the middle, and they're all coming out clean. They're still a little hot, but I think that I'm going to go ahead and take them out of the pans and just let them cool on this rack here. And I made 3 at a time because I really like freezing these and having them on hand. If people, you have company unexpectedly, or you need to take a dessert someplace, it's a good little cake. You can make a drizzle to put on top of them, but I always just leave it plain, and that's how we like it. Okay, these are cool. So I'm just going to wrap them just in plastic wrap. You can take the paper off. It'd probably be less work to get it to wrap it up, but I usually just leave it on it. And I'm going to go ahead and double wrap these because I'm going to freeze them. And these cakes actually become better, I think, the next day. They're a little dry when you first make them. But sitting a day or two and they become a really nice moist cake. Okay, there you have it. I'm going to put these in the freezer.